Recruiters and business owners, I see you. I know it's getting tougher and tougher to attract the right job candidates these days. The market is very fluid, it's highly competitive, and you got to feel like you're working with one hand tied behind your back. So, one of the fastest ways to get the right candidates is to show up in a way that matters to them. So, let me say that again. We need to show up in a way that matters to our job candidates. So if we were talking about real estate, we'd be talking about buyers and sellers markets, right? Well, pre-pandemic, we were in an employer's market. You, as the employer, really didn't have to impress anybody. You had the job, you had the candidates, they were coming to you, and you kind of just pretty much had to pick a good one and put them on the payroll, right? Well, now it's a workforce market. Candidates are in the driver's seat, they're selective, picky even, and what they pay attention to and what jobs they become interested in is entirely up to them. So, how do we overcome this daunting challenge? Well, as recruiters and business owners, we've got to show up in a different way to get job seekers to pay attention to us. We've got to show up in a way that matters to them. I've got an idea. So let's do a little game of pretend. I'm going to pretend that I'm the recruiter and you pretend that you are the person applying to my business for a job. Okay, so we're now on a Zoom interview and we've gone through a lot of those preliminary questions and I'm suitably impressed with you. Okay, so we've covered a little bit about the salary and we've talked a little bit about what the job's all about, but mostly I've been asking you questions about your background, your skill set, where you went to school, all that good stuff, and the kind of things that you're looking for. And we will get to a place in the conversation where I say, what questions do you have for me? Okay? I'm the recruiter, you're the candidate. You've really statistically got two main questions. Number one is, you want to learn more about the job. Well, as your recruiter, I have got that nailed. I know exactly how to answer that question. The answer is, here's your salary, here's our remote policy, here's how often I would like you to come into the office, maybe quarterly, maybe monthly, maybe it's a hybrid situation. I'm going to cover benefits. I can cover who was in that job before you. I can talk to you about the space that you're going to be working in. But the other key question that you're going to be asking me is, okay, that sounds good, but what is it like to work there? What is it like to work there? And right now, we're on Zoom, right? All you know about working here is what's behind me in this frame, right here. Well, this may look like a virtual background. It's actually a real background. But let's say that you really want to know what it's like to be on site here in my facility, whether it's an office or a factory floor or whatever it is. The only thing that I can do is tell you verbally. So I can go on and on about Giving Tuesday, and we've got these great experiences, and we do these team building things on the rope courses and all that kind of stuff. But all I'm really showing you, again, is what's inside this box behind me. And I don't think that's very compelling. So you know what the answer is? You may have guessed by now. It's video. And what I'm going to do is teach you how to create compelling company culture videos to help you compete much better for those candidates that are coming out of school and the ones that are returning to the workforce now. So stay tuned and we're going to walk you through some of the things that you're going to need to have in your company culture video. All right?